Hey fam, welcome to a new day. It's Monday, if you can believe it. And I hope that you're doing well, because I have no idea what's going on right now. I'm recording this earlier, obviously, and so like Monday is still a foreign concept, but for you it's a reality right now. How's it going? Are you adjusting? Do things feel different? What emotions are going on? Are you scared? Are you anxious? Are you feeling pretty good? I mean, man, let me know. I want to know how this day is going, because now things are changing. We're not going to be in school until like after Easter, so that's a while to get used to this. On this new day, I figured what we would do for our daily encouragement is I'm just going to share a little bit of where God's got me in the Word, and hopefully that'll be an encouragement to you to even today spend time with Jesus. Because just because school started back up, just because we got online classes, doesn't mean we still don't have a lot of time and a lot of opportunity to make the most of this time and spend it with Christ, growing in a relationship with Him. So as I've shared before, I'm reading the Bible chronologically, and last week I was in Esther. I guess it was Thursday and Friday that God had me reading in Esther. And I'm not going to lie, guys, when I saw that I had to read Esther chapters 1 through 5, I kind of knew what was going to happen. There'd been some stuff going on in my life I was getting pretty discouraged. I didn't know, well, I'll talk about it later. Essentially, Esther chapters 1 through 5 is the first part. And we've read Esther before as a church family. If you remember, Esther is back up. Israel is in exile, and so the Jews are living among all the Babylonians, and so this story happens in Susa, one of the cities of Babylon. It doesn't even happen in Jerusalem, and it's not even necessarily all about the Jews. It's largely about the Jews, but we meet this guy, the king, Ahasuerus, and his wife does something really weird, and so he ends up getting rid of her and wants a new queen. And so we are introduced to this guy named Mordecai. Mordecai is a Jew. He's got a daughter / it's his cousin that he's raising as his daughter, Esther. Esther is beautiful. He offers Esther to be one of the new queens, or to be the new queen, and then just through the circumstances, Esther becomes queen. And so then there's a plot against the king's life, and Mordecai finds out about it, tells Esther. Esther tells the king, and the plot is foiled. And then suddenly there's this other guy that's introduced, Haman. And Haman does not like Mordecai. Mordecai refuses to bow to him, and there's a whole issue there. So Haman has a vendetta, and he's plotting to kill the Jews. So he goes to the king, and he gets the king to write an edict that will allow people to plunder the Jews on this certain day. And Mordecai finds out about it and begins to weep and tear his clothes. And he goes to Esther and he says, this is what's going on. You've got to do something. And Esther comes back very honestly and says, listen, if I go before the king and without him calling me, I'm going to die. This is non-negotiable. This is the way it works. If he doesn't show me favor, I will die. And he hasn't called me in a long time. Mordecai gets back to Esther and says, listen, if you don't do something, God's going to raise up salvation from somewhere else, but you're going to miss out on it, and you probably won't escape the same fate as the rest of us. Do something. And Esther comes back and says, fine, you and everyone else in Susa, fast and pray for me. I'm going to do the same, and then I will go before the king. And if I die, I die. One of the things that Mordecai said to her that maybe helped to change her mind is he said, listen, maybe you were prepared for such a time as this. And that's often the moral, if you will, that people get from Esther. You'll hear it quoted a whole lot. For such a time as this, God prepared you. And it can become a truism. It can become sort of a cliche, and we might just kind of dismiss it. But it's in Scripture for a reason. And that text hit me really hard when I read it earlier. Because I was thinking, God, why did you put me here in this time, in this season? Because there's a part of me that doesn't know that I'm going to be able to do a good job leading our community through this. I just didn't know if I had the energy and the creativity or whatnot. And I still don't know. But just for God to say in that moment, David, I put you here in this time, and I prepared you for such a time as this. It kind of reinvigorated. It reinvigorated me. It gave me strength to continue in this season. And the same is true of you. I mean, you might be thinking, God, why is this happening now? Why is this happening to me? What does the future have in store? And we don't know a lot of the answers to those questions, but I do know this, like God put you where you are, when you are, for a purpose, for a reason. He's prepared you for a time just like this. And so you can walk in confidence. You can go about your day trusting God, leaning on Him, knowing that He's got you. It wasn't a mistake that you're with the family you're with. It wasn't a mistake that you're at the school you're at. It wasn't a mistake that you are involved with the things that you are involved in. There's opportunity there for us to be the salt of the earth, to be the light to the world, reflecting Christ to them, that there's something that God has for us in that moment. And just pondering on that, meditating on that all day long can really be encouraging. More than that, it can lead us to live very intentionally. Friends, that's my encouragement for you today. Where you are and when you are is not a mistake. That God perhaps has prepared you for such a time as even this. And so walk in confidence in that. Take advantage of the time. Make the most of it. Don't be passive today, but be active. How can you love your family today? How can you serve others around you today? In fact, here's my challenge to you as we get to do this together, is today I want you to consider who's someone in your life who maybe doesn't have a point of connection right now. They're kind of isolated. Whether that be they're an older couple or older person in a home and they don't have all the same tech savvy that you do, or maybe it's just someone who's just on their own. I don't know what it might look like, but who's someone in your life that is not connected? And I want you to reach out to them. Your prayer partners, right? All of you guys that are doing Pray For Me, you have, for a lot of you, you've got people that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s that are praying for you right now. What if you were to reach out to them and just let them know that you love them and you're praying for them? Have a conversation with them. Give them a point of contact. If you need phone numbers or contact information, let me know. I can get that for you. But let's reach out and love someone today who's isolated, who's shut in and just has no point of connection. Let's find a way to do that today. That's your challenge. That's my encouragement. Come back tomorrow and we'll keep doing this together. So in the end, friends, keep the faith. I love you. I miss you. And Lord willing, we'll see you soon. God bless.